So what's going on, Raider Nation? And welcome back to another off-season episode of the Raider Critique. Now, before I get into all of today's subjects, I've been noticing that I'm not getting many of you guys over here in the chat to hit me up on Instagram to get your patches. So look, I do want to go over all the names that I have in this hat. Now, of course, that background's messing up, but I'm going to dig out all the names here of everybody I've got on the drawing. You know, just to give confirmation to everybody on who's in here and who's not, and then who I'm going to be adding. So the first one, Raider Joe. All right. Darth Raider. Let's see here. Jerry Tully. El Capitan Rafael. You can't really see it, but matter of fact, if I kill that background, you'll be able to. But you guys just have to trust me on this one, on who's there. Herman Munster. Raider Kojo. Raiderette for life. Jack Kenna. Blake Allen. Southside Raider. Give me 1 second, everybody. Sorry about that. Afakasi Raider. Jesse Rodas. Digital Prez. James Furpo. Al's Ghost. Our awesome ass moderator who's in the chat tonight, Terrence. Robert Pena, another mod on the channel. Raiders Resistance, which is Raider Luna. D Menace. And Dylan Keeney. That's who's in the hat so far on who everybody who has actually hit me up, sent me their address. I sent them their patch, their sub to the channel, and they send me a picture of the patch for confirmation that they got it. All right. Now here I'm adding on to the list from the last live we did, and I'm going to kill that background to where you guys can actually see it. All right. Now I'll read them all off to you. The ones who've got the stars are the ones who have confirmed with me, but I have not sent them the patch yet. And then anybody with a check mark who also has a star, I've already sent the patch to. So in the last chat, we had Bugsy Raider, John Leon, Aunt Six, which you guys, I'm sending you your patches. You guys have sent me your credentials. Raider Chris, Jerry Tolley, who has actually already received his patch, I believe. I think he needs to send me confirmation, but if not, I'll send another one out. Then we have Desert Raider, Dark Atheist, Raider Ray, OG from Chronicles of the Black Hole, Tubby Chili, Art White, Dirty Low, who's already sent me his information, Bourbon County Raider, who hasn't sent me anything, Jaw Raider, who has sent me his credentials. I'm going to be sending you a patch. And then Raul 702, Cool Kev, if you're in here, man. If you're in here, are you in here, Cool Kev? I don't see him in here, but then again, I'm terrible at the chat. And I'm going to have to write a lot of you new ones down. I see a lot of you new people in here. Joseph Soto, Willie Wayne, and Navy Vet, who was all in the last chat, who didn't hit me up, or they did hit me up. There's like 4 of y'all on there who actually hit me up, but there's quite a few of you guys who have not hit me up with your PO boxes and addresses to where I can send you your patch. And of course, if you haven't seen it before, I'm going to break one out here. This is the Raider patch that you'll be receiving from me free of charge. You know what I mean? Iron them on and then stitch them in, man, to make sure they stay. But these are really badass patches made by Vic, the bad guy out in Atlanta, Georgia. And he did an excellent job. Credit to Digital Press, man, on making the logo. All I did was give him the idea and he ran with it. And that's my new logo. So, if you do plenty of this and you wind up getting a hold of me on Instagram, which I would really love for my mod to go ahead and post my Instagram in here. For everybody who is in the chat who has not received one of these patches, send me your address so I can send these to you. And then while you do that and you go ahead and confirm with me, then you get in the drawing to, of course, this is the mother of all mothers here over here on this channel. This Raider Challenge coin. Now I've found a cheap way to ship them, and I'm getting more of these things. I'm going to get at least 2 or 3 more to make it a full 7 on giving them away. But you get in a drawing to get one of these, and which is basically what I was explaining on everybody who was in the hat. So I will write down everybody on here who has not received their patch, and also who has whose first time subs coming over to the channel. You know what I mean? But let's get into the business at hand, man. I want to share the screen over here. First off, we need to change my virtual background back to the way it was because it totally looks better. Not gonna lie, I like the way that shit looks. So we're gonna add this to the stream, and it is the backdrops that I have made. Now, of course, there hasn't really been much Raider news going on this last week, except for Derek Carr has visited the Saints twice. And, hey, more power to him. I'm going to read a little bit about it, and then we're going to start talking about Aaron Rodgers as well, because, first things first, we need to go with what's definite, what we do know, and then we'll go into our speculation. You feel me? So let me stop sharing there, and then we're going to share. See, I'm not real good with StreamYard, not yet, but there's a reason why I'm doing this one StreamYard, because I expect to be able to do something a little bit different toward the end of the show. But this right here, I'm going to read it to you. This is on Saints Wire, of all places. All right. New Orleans Saints kicked off a second day of meetings with Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Derek Carr on Thursday, per New Orleans Football's Nick Underhill, who adds that the Saints took Carr out to dinner on Wednesday night after he spent the day meeting with coaches and touring the team facility. And then it's developing into a long drawn-out recruiting pitch. But a second day suggests that he's receptive to what they're selling him. And the clock is ticking. The Raiders will be on the hook for more than $40 million in guaranteed money over the next 2 years if Carr is on their roster after 3 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, February 15th. They're hoping to reach an agreement to trade him to another team like the Saints prior to that deadline, or else he'll be released and become a free agent. Now, New Orleans probably can't afford to enter a bidding war with other teams should Carr hit the open market. So they have some incentive to reach a deal with Las Vegas, but a trade will only materialize if Carr is happy with the situation he's walking into thanks to his no trade clause. That gives him a shit ton of leverage and agency in these discussions, but it's notable that he hasn't yet scheduled any future meetings with other teams as the window continues to shrink. The Saints are very much in the driver's seat. To me, it doesn't sound like they're very much in the driver's seat to me. And let me kind of explain what I mean by that when I switch back on over to this. He already refused to go and see the Panthers. So it sounds like he's liking what he's got going, at least with the Saints anyway. Now, here's the issue I have with the Saints. I don't know if they have the cap money to really actually be able to offer anything to us. Maybe we'll go ahead and get a few of their players to kind of help their cap, but to be able to ship him over. The trade details really haven't been mentioned, but it would be very beneficial for us to be able to trade him over there. Not to mention, you really can't be released and then wind up going to the team that you ultimately wound up having 2 long days with in negotiations for a trade before you were released. I think they would probably consider that tampering. You know what I mean? So the Saints really can't afford it, that if they really do want to get him, that they're going to be able to acquire him in free agency, because they probably would get busted for tampering. But then again, we've seen teams get busted for a whole hell of a lot more and blatantly do it and not give a shit what happened to them, and still won like 3 Super Bowls, New England and all their Spygate bullshit. But this is a huge possibility that if we trade him to the Saints, that's going to help out our cap room. And let me go ahead and show you what I mean by that, because I go to over the cap when I go to look at these things, just because, I'm not a numbers kind of guy. Like, I don't, I'm not saying I understand everything, but I can get the gist of it pretty much by looking at it. And I think that was the wrong one. I did not want to go there. That was the one I wanted to go to. So let me go ahead and blip that off. And then we'll go over here to share screen again, except for we're going to go look at the Las Vegas Raiders cap. All right. Now you look, Derek Carr, man, $6,625,000 if we cut him. But we're going to suffer that much in the long run. We still have all these back contracts over here with Corey Littleton at $9 million, damn near $10 million. Carl Nassib at almost $5 million. Kenyon Drake, $4,400,000. Leatherwood, we're still suffering from $3,913,000. Tyree Gillespie, which was like, a little under 400,000, and then John Simpson, 199,000, with a total of 23,777,499. That's where our cap number is, right there. You know what I mean? So we need to be able to trade this guy to where where we can kind of fix this number right here. At least that's what I'm taking from it. I think that if we don't want to suffer that 29 million over the next 3 years, 4 years. How long was his contract? Did they sign him for? And that right there, that number is very telling. That is a huge number right there that we need to understand. We need to make that motherfucker go down. That's 29 million against this franchise. if he winds up getting released. You, we're going to suffer 6.6 mil in the first year, I guess. Is that what they're talking about? I don't know. The chat's always smarter than me when it comes to things like this. So let's see what you guys are saying. You know? Let's see what this one says. Wait, we still owe Leatherwood money? I thought we only owed him this year, and then we're off the hook since the Bears picked him up. Your guess is as good as mine. That's what I thought too, that, they were going to take on his contract, and then we suffer that first year, but that's it. But no, from the look of this, we still owe Leatherwood money. Good one. There you go. The Carr has all the leverage. I see that. And that's also what I'm thinking, OG, is that Carr does have all the leverage. I mean, what that article said, I think they were just trying to save face for the NFL. There's a lot of people out here doing that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Like, that's, to me, it feels like that Carr's got everything lined up in his court on where he wants to go, and pretty much when he wants to go. He's already sat there and said that he is not going to help the team by pushing that deadline back. So that should tell you right off the bat where his mind is. But I can tell you what, he does have all the leverage with that number right there, that $29 million. And I don't know how many years we're going to suffer that to bring up to that number of $29 million. I mean, because I think it's because we did restructure his contract, and didn't we sign him for 3 years? So, I mean, what do y'all think? But then we go over here, and it's the next thing that I really wanted to share, because there is a lot of, rumors and everything going out like that. And it's all over the place. You know what I mean? It's all over the damn place, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Twitter. There is a lot of rumors going out there. But the one thing that we can definitely harp on is that this guy right here could very well be on his way to Las Vegas. There has been so many certain things that are showing that he's already bought a house in Vegas. Davante Adams has been pretty vocal about bringing him in here. And then, of course, the golf game, and, what a lot of the people are talking about, when they were posting their videos on Instagram about this guy potentially coming to the Raiders. And it's not like it was denied. It wasn't confirmed, but it wasn't denied. So we're going to go back to Over the Cap and look at his deal with the Packers, because you know that he signed a new deal, like a year back as well. So we do have to go look at that, because I don't know, unless he does restructure, which he said that he was going to do. Sorry about that. I'm going to stop sharing this, and we're going to go right back over, because I can't do them all at the same time with the free version. But we're going to go to Aaron Rodgers' salary cap over here on Over the Cap. All right. Now, 2022, what he made last year. All right. 28,533,568. All right. This year, coming up, what he is due, his base salary is $1,165,000, with a prorated bonus of $15,833,570, making his overall cap number $31,623,570. Now, if the Packers let him go, they suffer nearly $100 million, which would be $1 billion, right? $1 billion because he is signed for, if he is released or traded, that he must be paid $99,778,570. All right. Look at where their cap hit is. It's like, yes, it's all in red, but that is like a light red, which means it is way low. $68,155,000 in the hole. So they are going to need somebody to take up some of this money. I mean, like I said, I am not a numbers guy and I don't understand everything, but I definitely understand that is pure fuckery status. Okay? Like, his contract is totally front end loaded for him. Period. That just goes to show you this dude don't play. This dude don't play at all. So they would have to restructure this contract. This contract has to be restructured because there's no way the Raiders, if the Raiders are smart, they restructure that whole contract to where it is nowhere near that much money. And hopefully Mark Davis doesn't get fooled. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm not too I'm not too confident in Mark Davis not being duped on. Now, we're going to go over here to TMZ because we're going to go with what Darren Waller had to.
All right, man. Aaron Rodgers, what's it going to take to get him to the Raiders?
I don't know the logistics, but if he comes, I'd be a happy camper.
Yeah, you would be, right?
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers, what are you going to tell him to come? Like, I know Davante Adams, recruiting him, Fresno State. I live in Fresno right now.
Right.
So that, you know what I mean? That'd be great. That'd be great.
I mean, you got the top rusher in the league, Josh Jacobs.
That's tied into the league.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got Max Crosby. We got a bunch of dudes that can get it done. And if you come, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be lit.
That's Las Vegas, too. I mean, it's better than Green Bay.
I mean, yeah, in most cases.
There's more things to do in Las Vegas, I'm sure, than Green Bay, right?
Sure.
What do you do when you go to Green Bay? You just sit in your hotel room?
Yeah. We played there once. I sat in my hotel room and went to the game and got on the airport and came back home.
You didn't go out at all? Where do you go eat at Green Bay?
I DoorDash or just go eat with a team guy.
Really?
Yeah.
One last question, man. Do you guys have an advantage of playing in Las Vegas? Like, do you guys don't go out? Like, other teams come in and they go out to parties and stuff like that. Are they more? You understand what I'm saying?
I don't really know if a lot of teams. I know the Saints played a couple years ago. They stayed at the Wynn.
Yeah.
We won, but a lot of teams they'll stay in like Lake Las Vegas or they'll stay in the Marriott in Summerlin.
Right.
So I don't think a bunch of teams are doing the strip anymore.
Derek Carr not off the team. You know what I mean? What do you think about the whole situation? Do you have any comments on it?
I mean, it's tough. That's a dude that's became one of my friends. He's done a lot of good things. Best quarterback in the history of the franchise. So
right.
It's tough to see him go. But I feel like he's got a lot of good things ahead of him. A lot of good days of football left.
Right.
So I believe in him. I think he's going to do.
So was it like a team thing where you guys were like, man, we can't lose Derek, or was it just like, hey, it is what it is, business decision?
It's a situation that you got to accept that the team made during the season. And you got to do your best to move forward and support people that are in place and move forward like that. Even if it's tough.
What's a good location you can go to? Any team that you think that you can thrive in?
I mean, actually, the Saints make sense. The Jets make sense. The Colts make sense. Those three up top of my head.
But he's going to be a starter, right?
Absolutely.
He's going to be a starter, right? All right, man. Thanks so much.
No problem.
So there you have it. Don't give a shit, bro. Like, I could dig that. I could totally dig that. You feel me? I mean, but it just really all depends on what's going to go on with that contract. Now, it's nice to see that we've got players going out here and they're pulling for them. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. It looks a whole hell of a lot better than Tom Brady would. I'll give it that, But Raider Nation, I've been wanting to put this out here, and I'm hoping I see a lot of my brothers over here in the chat. There's Bourbon, bro. Hey, man. Doesn't guarantee a deal will get done, man. I hope it will happen, though, because that's what we need. We need an Aaron Rodgers, man. Now, I'm going to open up. I don't know if any of my brothers are in here or not. I think all y'all understand where I stand when it comes to this next topic. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of break it down. Man, it's good to see all y'all in here, man. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. And, I think there is a lot of speculation going on out there when it comes to this team. And there's definitely a lot of division going on out there too. You know what I'm saying? Lots of division going on out there. And it's even starting to creep its way into our own fan base. I'm going to say what I'm going to say about this, and I'm going to open up my panel for anybody to come in and talk about it. All right? Especially for anybody in here who is a part of all this. My brothers in the NWA Mount Shieldmore. It is definitely wide open for any of you to come in here after I got to say what I got to say. All right. For one, right off the bat, I think that the division in the Raider Nation is absolutely dog shit crazy right now. I think that it has gone absolutely too far, to say the least, because it feels like we're in civil war. You feel me? Brother on brother, father versus son. And it shouldn't be this way. All right? Division was created. And it wasn't by any of my crew. All right? We didn't create division. We never fucking boasted about ourselves. And that's where all this stems from, is just flat out disrespect. It's all disrespect. And it's coming from both sides now. I'm going to try to take the highest road that I possibly can take, because I have tried to keep this nation united, especially here on YouTube, for the past 13 years. And I have fallen upon deaf ears. I have fallen upon deaf ears, because division gets created when people become self-proclaimed. And that's where all this stemmed from. That's where all this animosity came in between. And then the disrespect that some of us would receive on your channels, in your chats, just for our point of view. And then on top of that, a lot of people have come at me and asked me, well, why is Raider Ben doing what he's doing? Look, Raider Ben is his own man. And Raider Ben is going to do what he is going to do. One thing I can tell you is that when you disrespect somebody, especially somebody who is like Raider Ben, you asked for it. Raider Ben is no slouch when it comes to this YouTube thing. All right? He's been out here a long time. And there are certain things that he does, and he does them very well. Don't ask me what's going on with Raider Ben. Go tune into his channel, and he tells you everything that's going on with Raider Ben. And he tells you why he's doing what he's doing. Now, I want my panel to open up because I would that's why I wanted to do it right here on the Raider Critique. This is a neutral channel. This is a neutral channel, and I'm going to be honest when it comes about all this. I think it's some high school drama. I'm 42 years old, man. I can't go through no more high school drama. I ain't been to high school in 24 years. So I'm not really looking to go back to that. But I can tell you this, I understand why things have gone the way they've gone with the blatant disrespect. The blatant disrespect. Of course, this civil war was going to happen. And we may not have to like it. But understand, certain individuals are doing what they're doing because it needs to be done. And all of this needs to be addressed. Because a nation that's divided is a nation that's conquered. And I don't want to be known as the podcaster who came on here and created division. I want to be known as the podcaster who came out here and tried to unite both sides. But some of y'all have done shit that even I can't save you from. And that's real talk. So I'm going to open up my panel right now, man. If you guys got anything to come and say to me, please feel free to come in here and say it. You know what I mean? There you go. So anyway, if anybody would like to step on in here and say their piece, because I definitely had to say mine, and I had to sit back and I had to think about this whole situation the whole damn time. That's why I left the groups that I left on Instagram, because I needed some alone thinking time to where I did not get anything misconstrued on what I have been here to do since day one. For one, okay, the division was created with the Mount Shieldmore, I guess what you would call, what they called Mount Shieldmore. All right. Now, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Mount Shieldmore, the only ones who need to be up there on that shrine is Mikey Raider, Raider Knight, Raider John. You know, where are those guys? Because those were the OGs, bro. Those were the OGs. The original four. You know, you could have added me up there too, but I don't think I belong up there. You know what I mean? I'm just a fan, man. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan of the team. And I'm a fan of all of you too, because all y'all got up in here and you came and checked it out. And I'm actually surprised I ain't seen anybody jump into my backstage over here. I guess nobody wants to really talk about it. Well, you can always tune in tonight, Black Saturday. I'll be there. And I'm sure all my NWA Raider brothers will be there too. But I feel terrible about the whole damn situation, because really, if you want to know where the critique stands, man, this is not what I ever came on here for YouTube to do. I definitely didn't want to witness no civil war, and that's where we are. Oh, well, we have a special guest who's probably going to lighten up the whole situation, but he's going to piss a lot of y'all off, I'm sure. A division rival fan. I can't believe he's here. That's fucking all right. Well, let's see what he's got to say. It's Chief Hefe, I'm sure.
One and only, baby. Raider critique. I agree, man. You guys need to cut that drama out, man. And you know what I mean? I hate to see, the AFC West fighting eternally. But you know what? It makes me happy. I'm not going to lie. Because I want the nation to fall. So you're falling into.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I don't have much time. My phone's running low. But uh, you know what? Cool show, man. I love to play Rodgers twice a week or twice a year and destroy him. And
Well, I still think that he would bode much better than Tom Brady ever would have. But
oh,
it just all depends on what we do. Yeah, good luck in the Super Bowl against that awesome looking Eagles team. So yeah, good luck, buddy. You guys are probably gonna get your ass handed to you, but
don't,
hey, at least you made it.
don't
So
don't put your money on it. I'm telling you, Kansas City's a lock. It's already done.
well, it
Right?
all depends. Are the referees gonna be in y'all's pocket like they were last game?
You know it, baby. You know it. The line pit is already dug. You know what I mean? We got the money on lock. We already talked to the boss, the Hefe, the Hefes. We let him know what's going on. So, next year we'll be in Vegas. But you know what? Most of all, I'm ready for Derek Carr to see him and win a Super Bowl, baby. All right, with the
Fuck
baby.
you, FA. All right, yeah. Fuck that guy. But he already knows what's up, man. He already knows what's up. Fucking man, I can't stand that they're even there, dude. But it is what it is. See, I gotta yeah, I don't want to kick him from the studio. Yeah, just kick him. Goodbye, Hefe. So anyway, that's been, we're gonna see maybe Houston might make a play for Derek Carr, but I doubt it. Let's just hope that they do have something in place to trade him to where we're not going to suffer so much of those cap penalties for the new contract that he got this year. And everybody else, man, I'm going to write down every single one of y'all's name over here in the chat. Oh, it's Raider Twan. Well, everybody, Raider Twan, everybody.
Hey, what's good, fam? I ain't gonna cam up today. I'm actually still just in bed, but I wanted to jump on and, show you some love, man. Blessings to you, man. I look up to you, man. I'll say this publicly, man. I respect you as one of the OGs in the game, man. And anytime I see you on panel or I just hear your voice, it just does something for me. You know what I'm saying? Just Raider Nation wise, all respects to you, man, and all that you've done for the nation.
Well, shit, thank you, man. I do appreciate that very much. Man, what do you think, dude, about the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes here? Sorry.
You know, I with I haven't had as much teeth in the game as you have, you know what I'm saying? But as long as I've been a Raider fan, I've kind of got to the point just for myself, you know, if it happens, it happens. And I just hope that along the process they make the right moves around that. You know what I'm saying? I really do like Rodgers, but there is there's gonna be a learning curve. He doesn't know this playbook. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's ever been in this playbook. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take some time for him to, get that down. Because I truly believe that McDaniels is not one of those coaches that adjusts to the player. The player has to have to adjust to the playbook. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what they, do. I would like a veteran in here. I don't want to start a rookie. Um, and I don't think, as much as people are, pushing Stidham, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Stidham is the guy. I think he just had his little, seconds of fame or whatever they call it, 10 minutes of fame or whatever, whatever that phrase is. I think that was it for him.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about this Super Bowl?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. So Mahomes has got a hurt ankle. We're about to see on whether he's going to be able to do all that stupid little crazy bullshit
Yeah.
that he's used to doing. I don't know. That Mikey had a great live on Friday. It was either Thursday or Friday where he was making his picks. And I'm even wondering if like he comes up, on like even 28 yards rushing because of the way his ankle is. But that I think that it was like 36 yards rushing is what he was expecting.
Well, that is a possibility. There's definitely um a chance for him to do that. There has been some time for him to try to recoup, you know what I'm saying, from last game and stuff like that. But that if I was the Eagles, that would be the first thing I would be testing out. You know what I'm saying? I need to know how good Mahomes' legs are. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody,
Like, and that's even because I coach. You know what I'm saying? So like, I that's one thing that you do as a coach is you always try to find out. Okay, that person's lateral movement is not as good. Okay, I'm gonna test it to see where he's at this week, or if their star player, you know what I'm saying, has hurt their leg or something like that. The first play I'm doing is going right at that player to see how well he's going to play. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know that for the entire game. If we can exploit that, or if we can find that as a weakness, then I'm using that all freaking game.
right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got a couple guys backstage. And this next man doesn't need any introduction. He is Mr. Chronicles of the Black Hole. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Raider Nation, OG.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, OG, how you doing? Blessings, man.
Hey, blessings to you, Twan. So yeah, what's you were tomorrow? I'm an Eagles fan for one day. Just saying.
Yeah, just
Uh,
one day. Just one day.
just
Now,
one day.
give me
It's
one
like a
second,
1 day
OG.
contract.
I got another guy backstage as well. He runs his own YouTube channel. This is El Capitan Rafael. He's also in the drawing for the coin. Thank you for stopping by, Rafael.
Yes, salute to everybody else at the Radio Nation. And of course, for this Sunday, which is tomorrow, Hefe. There you go. About the quiz. Let's go.
Now, you were saying, OG?
No, I'm this whole Aaron Rodgers thing. I'm afraid. You remember Aaron Rodgers was going to go somewhere else last year? He's trolling, man. He's just trolling. I don't believe this until I see it happen. And I just think him and Davante are trolling. Davante even said that we're just trolling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I'm sure he meant every single word of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
But,
yeah. OG, you kind of put it on, hit the nail on the button, in a possibility, because we're all speculating at this point, but the possibility of that is very valid because that he's not the only player that's used the Raiders as a, as a pawn. We just had that last year, or last season with Sue. Sue used us to, get another contract with another team. And again, it with us, we like I said, I don't have as much skin in the game as you, OG, but I'm at a place where if it happens, it happens, but I hope it's the right move.
You're talking about Mark Davis here, the right move. They don't go together in the same sentence. Sorry. Mark Davis has been making mistake after mistake, and that's how I honestly believe. You don't hire 2 years ago or a few years ago, he hired a head coach to hire the GM. This time he hired them both together. You hire a GM and the GM hires a coach. Does a bunch of interviews with a bunch of different coaches to see which one's going to be the best fit. Mark Davis has not done that the last 2 rounds of this stuff. He's, I'm telling you, my big fear is if Derek Carr goes to the NFC South, which all of them are over the cap, so I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, there's only one team who's got some money open, and he don't play good in cold weather, so there's no point in going there either. And if the Colts have made an offer for him, I know what's coming next. Last day beforehand, oh, sorry, we changed our mind, like Josh McDaniels did to them. So he's got all the leverage. There's some teams with a little bit of leverage.
I didn't even think about
and
that.
The Raiders have 0 leverage at all, man.
Well, and that's the thing. So, like, we're pretty much begging for mercy when it comes to Derek Carr on taking a contract with the Saints.
Yeah, but after the way he was done, would you?
No,
because here's the thing: why would you go to a team and weaken them by removing one of their picks?
Right.
You just wait till February 14th and let them come knocking at the door saying you're gone.
So, which means that
then you can shop everywhere.
Right. Well, except for the Saints, because the Saints could get busted for tampering. So that leaves all the other teams open, though. The Texans, the Colts,
the whole entire NFC South, the Buccaneers, the Falcons, no Falcons, but Buccaneers. You got the Panthers, which I guess he turned that down. And then what's Miami gonna do?
But are they actually going to get busted for tampering after the organization's given Derek Carr the okay to go with him?
See, you got to prove that stuff. You got to prove that they tampered. And if they sat there and had hypothetical conversations without any offers, that's not tampering. You got to prove that.
That's why the whole Ziegler thing is, and that's why I've been on, if you guys been hearing me on a lot of these panels, I've been saying, when it comes to this decision, this stuff, Ziegler's the straw that stirs stirs the cup right now. Because if he makes these moves, they're going to be monumental for the facts that you're saying, OG, that the teams that are saying that they're interested in this guy really don't even have the cap space and the collateral and stuff like that to get what we want. So if he pulls something, if he pulls the magic, pulls the rabbit out the hat with saying, hey, the Derek Carr is traded to one of these dumpster fire teams, hey, you got to give him his props.
Right, but understand this. If Derek Carr goes to the NFC South, he will win that division. None of them have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good point.
And how's Tampa's defense, by the way?
Has to be blatant. Well, Tampa Bay's defense?
Mm-hmm.
Have to look that up.
Because he's not going anywhere that doesn't have a defense. He's going to go somewhere for the first time, have a defense. Give him two or three good weapons. He's good. Offense.
Their defense is actually not at. Well, their defense was actually really good when Tom Brady was there when they did the Super Bowl run. But some of those players have left, and but they're still a decent defense. But also,
they were, let's see, pretty far down when it comes to team defense.
But also, with
San Francisco and Philly were the top two, and then Washington was third. The Jets are fourth. Saints are fifth. Buffalo was sixth. Seventh was Denver. Eighth was New England. Ninth, Baltimore. 10th was Tampa Bay. They were 10th overall, so still top 10 defense.
Right. Yeah. So the Colts, the Buccaneers, and the Saints are the only teams that make sense for him. Now, all he has to have is a couple of weapons. On the Saints, he's got a couple of weapons.
Tampa Bay has weapons.
It is.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and so do the 49ers, who obviously could use a quarterback after that fucking debacle of a fucking NFC championship game they lost.
Yeah, a guy got hurt, and
Yeah, Brock
And
Purdy got hurt in the first
they had
quarter.
to bring in ex-Raider Josh Johnson. Remember when he was on our team?
Yeah.
We had, yep, and then he got hurt, and then they brought Purdy back in, and all they did was run plays.
Because he couldn't throw the ball. He tore that thing in his elbow, man.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, and that's supposed to be career ending. But with science nowadays, I don't see it as career ending. They'll figure out how to repair it.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
There's two options out there for his elbow. One's going to take him 6 months to heal up. The other's going to take him 9. But, realistically, if you had a son and he's he's playing quarterback, teach him how to throw with both hands. Teach him how to throw with both hands. One hand's not going to be as strong, deep down the field. But you still get the ball off accurately. There you go.
Yep.
Gets an injury like that, turns around, starts throwing with the other hand.
That'd be crazy, OG. Because unless you're ambidextrous, you're not going to be able to do that. I mean, you got to be ambidextrous to be able to do that. Because it's like pretty much relearning everything. Completely.
Oh, no. When you start them when they're young, and start doing drills with the other hand. Look, when I signed up for boxing as a kid, they're like, "You left-handed or right-handed?" I said, "I'm left-handed." They tied my left hand down and made me punch that bag with just my right to strengthen it up to hit just as hard as my left. You can do it. You can do it.
Yep. It's all about form in that perspective.
Right.
Keeping
but a short dump off pass with your opposite hand. If you could train your body to do just little short dump off passes,
well, I mean, shit. You have to start that shit early.
Yeah.
You better start it early.
Yep.
I don't know. I can always throw left-handed, bat left-handed, but I didn't have the same power that I had right-handed, which wasn't much anyway. So
I can throw left-handed, bat both sides, left and right. And also I found out that if you do more pull on my left instead of when I bat right-handed, that pull gave me just as much power. But I cannot use scissors or my computer mouse left-handed. I have to do it right-handed. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just what we get accustomed to, muscle memory. That muscle memory is something.
Right. Plus, when I went to the shooting range, I'm better right-handed than I am left-handed. Just a little. But,
right. Yeah. So what do you guys think would have to happen to get Aaron Rodgers over here? Besides, put all the trolling and everything aside, contract-wise, what would we have to do? Are we going to have to take half of his contract? What are we going to do? What would we have to do to be able to acquire him?
Trade up Carr and Waller to the Packers for Rodgers.
See, I wouldn't want to get rid of a weapon like Waller, though, regardless.
He's an injured weapon.
I mean, can't argue there.
He's an often injured weapon.
It really depends. It really depends on the value of the market of the quarterback. Like if we're talking about, if the rumblings of DC getting a 3rd round pick, is valid, then what is it really going to cost to get Rodgers? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying that Rodgers is, equivalent to, a Derek Carr, but when you start looking at the market, can we possibly throw him a 2nd or a 3rd and get that contract, squared away?
Maybe a 2nd and a 3rd. But I don't think it would be a either or, for the simple fact that Rodgers is going to demand a lot more because just the play style, he's leagues above Derek Carr.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to take like the whole Davante, type of, a 1st and a 2nd. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it really just is, maybe, some kind of mid-round draft capital on top of, us taking on his money. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even figuring that part out, when he gets here, because again, Josh Jacobs was talking about, and I know we didn't jump to that, but Josh Jacobs was, saying, hey, I'll make things work if things look good around me. You know what I'm saying? And I know what he's talking about. Like, if you get guys in here, then I'll make it work just to, because Josh Jacobs wants to be here. You know what I'm saying? But he wants players. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get, Aaron Rodgers in here and, you know what I'm saying, show him that and whatever, maybe even Aaron Rodgers would be like, hey, I'll make some kind of money work, you know what I'm saying, just so I can get protection up front. You know what I'm saying? But again, that all rests on Ziegler. You know what I'm saying? It really rests on Ziegler to, you know what I'm saying, have those conversations with these guys and tell him, you maybe not all the plans, but some of the plans, and follow through with it.
Yeah, but also there is my opinion about it that if that trade cost for Rodgers, the Raiders will have like a little flexibility under the cap and once again pass the opportunity to acquire like cheap talent with premium draft resources. So whether it comes to a short-term risk in acquiring Aaron Rodgers for the Raiders, so he will likely improve the offense, and of course they had to go to Dave Ziegler. We had to go to bargain bin shopping for free agents and trusting about the scouting department to find draft gems with limited selections, which leaves like a little margin for error. Because we had to keep in mind, because us, the Raiders, we had to need guard, defensive tackle, edge rusher, linebacker, safety, cornerback, and if Ziegler doesn't rehire, resign to Josh Jacobs, that will be like another boy to fill on offense. Because in comparison with supporting cast in Green Bay, he will be like a better group of pass catchers, but always like the range scoring defense with limited sources to be able to strength the unit over the offseason. So they had to avoid the same mistake they made the past season, but I think they simply outscored the opponents with a preposterous defensive unit. But I think Aaron Rodgers were the draft capital if he only won plays one season, because over those past years had complete whatever or not continue displaying the career is gonna be out of the future. And a part of the reason he was like, if they want to sign Rodgers as a free agent, that will be fine. It's either to take a shot at their 1 year deal. But if they trade also sacrifice 2023 and possibly 2024 draft picks, which they had an impact on the ability to build the future.
Well, good breakdown there, Raph, man. And that's exactly kind of what I kind of want too, man. I want somebody who's going to be in here to be able to train the next rookie that comes on this team. And I'm pulling for Hendon Hooker. I think every single one of y'all know that. I think Hendon Hooker would be the dude. And because he's going to have to sit for a year, you know what I mean?
We would need for a 1 year deal.
Yeah, he is definitely going to have to sit for a year just to make sure that he is completely healed from that ACL tear. Before he's actually even able to come out here and take the reins. But that also gives him time to learn this complicated system that Josh McDaniels has put in place.
Remember 2 years ago when Aaron Rodgers was pissed off with the Packers and he called them out on a bunch of stuff? Yep. And then last year he threatened not to play and called them out. How well do you think that's going to go over with Josh McDaniels? Those are two big egos on the field, him and Aaron Rodgers. That will probably not go well.
Right. And Circus is like, yeah, he's putting it out there, man. I don't really want Rodgers. I don't want to deal with next 2 or 3 years. I might retire. Maybe I won't. Yeah, the dude, and that's the way I've always kind of seen Aaron Rodgers, like personally, just looking at him as a person. Okay, he backed up Brett Favre for years. Who does he act like? Fucking Brett Favre. To a T, man. You know what I mean? And Brett Favre was a dick.
Mr. Unretirement.
Yeah. I mean, to the point to where there was a lookalike on YouTube who made a funny parody of his ass. You know what I mean? And it's still going to this day. It's called Brett Favre, What Should I Do? Great. You know what I mean? I'm hoping he redoes it ever since, like the new things that came out about him, ripping off Mississippi to build his daughter's school a new gymnasium, and ripping off from the whole state. So
now he's suing Pat McAfee and who else was it? Shannon Sharp. See, here's the thing about Pat McAfee's show, though. When they talk about people like this, they always go, allegedly. There's no lawsuit there. There's no lawsuit there.
Yeah, there's no lawsuit there, but allegedly, yes. Allegedly, this is what Brett Favre did. But, that's who Aaron Rodgers reminds me of. Just Brett Favre. Brett Favre did the same shit before he left the Packers, and he was all butthurt when he left. So he went to what? The Jets and then the Vikings? It's inevitable. I'm pretty sure that this is the route Aaron Rodgers is going to take. You look and see how long Brett Favre was in the news for, even after his retirement. So
here's the thing. You know that there's no way that Aaron Rodgers retires this year, and I'll tell you why. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but guess who else will be?
Tom Brady.
And who's he going to take a back seat to?
Tom Brady, and he ain't gonna want to do that.
No, so he's not retiring this year.
He's not going to retire this year. He probably won't even retire the next year. Just to make sure that he solidifies his stamp.
Right.
Let's be honest. He's got an ego. He's got a huge ego. That's why we're calling him Brett Favre Jr. pretty much. Just a huge ego. So
so he's not going to retire. He's not going to retire.
So I've always been against bringing guys like that on the team because there's no I in team. There is a me though, so there is a me, but it can't just be all about one player. And I do believe that this dude is if he's willing to restructure that contract, but he wants to bring that mentality to the team, I'm cool with that. We need a dickhead to lead this team anyway. Because we've had the nice guy and we shoot him up and spit him out. So maybe we need a mean guy who is going to show this how to be a Raider instead of stop being like the way they are.
Right, but when he does it to the coach, that's when things become problems. When he does it to the GM, that's when things become problems. Yep. When he does it to ownership, that will be a problem. And he does that stuff. He's not Derek Carr. There's ain't no nice guy in this guy.
No, he's got no nice guy in him, which is probably what we need just to give this team the backbone to play like we used to.
I think it comes with the resume. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I think it really just comes with the resume. Like I think DC would actually do that. But he hasn't unfortunately his winning streak can't permit for him to, to speak that, whether you want to put it all on him or you want to really say, hey, it was a team effort. But Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, they're decorated enough to cuss out the coach, or not necessarily cuss out the coach, but speak up. I'll say it like that, regarding certain things. And it sucks that it has to come to that point where, a quarterback has to call out the coaching and the GM and, everything else for this stuff to come together. This stuff should have been coming together from the get. And I hate that we're in this position because, I critique if I'm not, missing. You said you don't want Rodgers, right?
Rodgers, man.
Yeah.
To be honest, he would be a wonderful bridge quarterback, but he would have to restructure.
Got it. And my thing is,
I have to restructure. We cannot suffer no 99 million cap hit, bro. That's fucking insane. How did he get that deal?
I heard, and I can't state where the site was or whatever, But I heard the rumblings that he said that the next team that he goes to, he's willing to restructure that. But we'll see.
How
And
much would he
my
be
my
willing to
hope is,
restructure it, though? That's going to be the question. That's
yeah.
going to be the question. But anyway, guys, I need to get on out of here, man. I thank you all for jumping in and giving your piece on just a little bit of, Raiders off season, which is exactly what we should all be here doing because it is about the team. You know what I mean? It's about the team. It's about the Raiders. And hey, man, it's nice to have some speculation on what we're going to do. So anyway, if you guys would like to go ahead and give everybody where they can find you, and if they're not subbed already, hopefully my moderator is in there doing his job and posting up all your websites. But OG, man, where can they find you?
Cell Block 6. No, you can find me at Chronicles of the Black Hole on YouTube. It's all about the Raiders until I get my sailboat, and then the world's going to change. No, I'm just kidding. I'll talk to you later, man.
Raphael, man, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor. Where can they find you, Raph?
All right, so you can find me on Raphael Chessin on YouTube, and of course at Capitan Refugio on Twitter, so you can follow me. And of course, there is a big surprise. So my new podcast, the podcast Silver and Black Experience is gonna return on April. It's gonna be like on full Raiders news, no drama, no bullshit, no filter, just Raiders, baby.
Well, thanks for stopping in, Raph, man.
All right, salute.
Raider Twan.
Hey, that's where you can find me, Raider Twan on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Go and subscribe. I don't have much up there right now, but get ready for it. It is coming. So just go ahead and subscribe right now just because. You know what I'm saying? If you like anything that I say, you know what I'm saying, and you followed me, you know what I'm saying, with all these other great channels, you know what I'm saying, just go ahead and subscribe to Raider Twan on YouTube. And then on IG, if you want to talk to me about football, if you want to talk to me about life, even if you want me to pray for you, you know what I'm saying, hit me up on IG at Twan TWUAN. Like I said, it's so nice. You got to say it twice. TWUAN on IG.
Hey, that's what's up. And what about your other channel, man?
Oh, Yes Sir Outdoors is on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It is an outdoor fishing tutorial, just outdoor life page. So that is Yes Sir Outdoors. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Yes Sir Outdoors. Thank you again, Critique, for all that you do. And again, like I tell people all the time, hey, it doesn't hurt to be a donor, so be a donor.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you for stepping on, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
So anyway, everybody, that has been your off-season episode. I don't know which number this is. I think it's number 7 of this year. And look, I see all of you over here in the chat. I am going to write your names down. You must hit me up. First, you got to be subscribed to the channel. Then you need to hit me up on Instagram to get your patch. But you also got to be a Raider fan too. So Hefe, you're already disqualified. Sorry, bro. I ain't gonna have my patch on no fucking Kansas City shit. No disrespect, but you don't see me walking around wiping my fucking ass with a Chiefs jersey. So, so anyway, you got to be subscribed to the channel. Y'all need to hit me up on Instagram. And of course, he has been putting it up here, man. Terrence has been putting it all up here the whole time. If you guys have missed it, you can go back earlier when I was actually doing the show, and you can bring it up, or Terrence can put it up right now if he wants to. Man, I'll tell you what, it's nice to have a really good mod. And look, I'm going to write down every single one of y'all who have not received a patch. Y'all need to hit me up on my Instagram, and that's Instagram/The Raider Critique in lowercase letters. You hit me up there, add me up. Send me a message with your credentials, your P.O. box, your address. I will never share your information. All right? What's going on, Herman? Yeah, I got you in the hat as well, man. And the next episode that we do, I'm going to have every single one of you who are right here in the chat who have hit me up on Instagram and I have sent you your patch. That's when we're going to do the next Raider coin drawing. Until then, Raider Nation, I will be going back over this chat to go ahead and write down everybody so I'll know you're here, and also I will know that you're subscribed since I figured out how I can look at each individual subscriber to this channel. So I do appreciate all y'all for showing up, man, and thank you for letting me vent and talk it. I will see you on Black Saturday. It's all about NWA, man, and it's always Raider Nation for life. We really need to try to keep this shit united. But if we got to go to civil war, man, I guess that's what the hell we have to do, even if we don't like it.